August 17, 2012, pumpkin patch and gourd garden update. We're here in the front yard and I am amazed at how much my gourds have grown. I had a really bad insect problem, as you may have seen in one of the previous videos with the squash bugs and stink bug and leaf-footed bugs. This poor plant was stunted, and ever since I've been spraying the 7 concentrate, this thing has taken off. There have been fewer bugs on here, and I actually have gourds coming in. This is one of those unknown gourds. I don't know, maybe that's a martin gourd. That would be awesome if it got huge. And this little birdhouse gourd here. And then just lots of flowers coming in. Oh, those are the squash bug eggs, and leaf-footed bugs here have gold. They're, wait a minute, I lost it. Ah, they're actually really pretty. We sprayed these, so these should all be dead. And you can see how the leaves have that white spot. That's from the spray. There's a gourd that looks like it got pollinated. That one seems to have gotten pollinated. Lots of little tiny gourds. This is the giant passion vine. It's doing great. I'm glad it doesn't have any natural pests out here. I don't have to spray this at all, which is good because these are this is an edible plant, and it's going to have football-sized fruits, hopefully. But they don't make them in the first year, so I won't get any this year. The casa banana. This is the best casa banana I've ever had. No flowers yet, though. And the watermelons and things that were in the front, they all died. What happened was that previously I had sprayed Roundup in here to kill the grass along the edge of the stones, and the little watermelon that was here and the others, when we clipped it back, I guess it exposed it and everything died. And it just wasn't growing anyways. It's just gotten all weeded. Only the zinnias are doing well, and I have been getting a lot of butterflies, which is good. Not the original purpose. I wanted this to be a hummingbird garden, but butterflies can come if they want. Alright, let me show you a little something I did with one of the throwaway pumpkins I had. Okay, this is a little section in the side yard, and these are the seminal pumpkins, the last 2 that were big that I pulled out that had the powdery mildew. I actually had them in a bucket of water overnight when I pulled them out. I couldn't bring myself to just toss them and throw them away, that they might survive. So they're away from the main pumpkin patch, and the experiment is that they may survive. I made this type of soap solution that's a mixture of baking soda, soap, and water, and have been spraying it on all the plants until I can afford some real fungicide. Since today's Friday and it was payday, I may be able to do that. But if these make it, I don't care if they get powdery mildew. It'll just be neat if they can make it long enough to produce anything. And they look pretty crappy right now, but that is a new healthy leaf right there, so that's good. And Zuka's here. She's my special helper chicken. But let's go into the main pumpkin patch. I'm really proud of the main pumpkin patch right now. I've done something in there that's really cool, and it's officially open for business, as you'll see. Okay, panning out across the pumpkin patch, you might see some changes here as we walk into the garden. Very excited. Well, the sitting area is done, and this little triangle here is a sunflower patch. It's really hot out here, and this gets so much sun for like 10 hours a day. Maybe more, I don't know. I haven't really counted when the sun comes up and everything. But if we get the sunflowers to come out, and as long as the chickens don't get in here, because there's no chicken wire over there, but I'm kind of using the weeds as a natural fence. They're pretty crafty chickens, so hopefully they won't figure out that there's something in here for them to eat. And the sitting place, I haven't tested it out yet because I just washed those chairs and they're still wet, and it's just too darn hot. This will be for this evening. And in the pumpkin patch, I made this yesterday. Chris cut it out for me. I drew a template, he cut it out, and I painted it and wrote "Pumpkins Welcome." I thought it would be a funny thing instead of just having a welcome sign or "Welcome Pumpkins." That was funnier. And from the other side, which I need to get into the shade now, I don't need a tan. Okay, it's a little better. It says Halloween Arden. It's supposed to be garden, but that was the only steak I had, and it was a fat one. Actually, can you kind of see the A? Yeah, you can see the A. So the G got covered. So you can see it from both sides. That's okay. It's the only thing I had, but I think it looks pretty nice, and I didn't seal it or anything, so when it rains, I'm sure this will get weathered in the sun and the rain. And the watermelons next to me have come up, 2 of the 3. I don't know, I may replant the 3rd seed. These are the sugar babies. And over there are the moon and stars. And since these aren't any set date, it's not like, oh, I want them for Halloween. It doesn't matter that they're so young, so that's okay. 1 too many plants have come up, and then all the Boston Marrows have come up. I'm hopeful that these will do much better than the Hubbard squash did, though I would have loved to have had some Hubbard squash. These are Connecticut fields are really vining out, and we already have, even though I've been spraying, I just sprayed again yesterday. This is the cacti. Okay, sorry about that, the battery died. And now I charged it a little bit so I have time. The good thing is it's gotten cooler out here, and it's starting to rain. It's a little cloudier. But I was saying that this is the cacti pumpkin, and we had a small infestation on several of the plants of melonworms. I hate melonworms too. I don't know what's worse, them or the leaf-footed bugs and squash bugs. But these caterpillars eat the leaves and will skeletonize them, leaving them with nothing, and they can just destroy and devastate a pumpkin plant. And when the plants get flowers, it's really bad because they eat the flowers too, and instead of green caterpillars you have orange caterpillars, which kind of sucks. I've got these fragrant melons, which are just like with the Hubbard squash, they aren't growing, so I'm kind of concerned about that. But I do have another fragrant melon that's coming up in that little cage, but they're doing better. But overall, the patch is doing really well. Do a pan here. And I just wanted to say that it's too bad I've been watching the rest of your videos, and everybody on here that does pumpkins, and that you guys are getting harvest so early. I don't know why the pumpkins are turning orange so soon. Maybe it's because they were planted too early, or something weird about the weather this year. It's just really strange. I planted mine at the 1st to 2nd week of July, and I think as long as nothing goes wrong with bugs and diseases, and powdery mildew has already started out here, so I don't know if we're gonna make it. Not as hopeful as you are when you first start out. I'm hoping that if they do make it, that I will have pumpkins by Halloween. I'm pretty sure that some of these will be ready, provided they make it. And I can't wait for September to come, because it'll just be such a relief from the horrible heat that we've had. And the good thing about the pumpkin patch is that the ones that survive, if I keep planting, I can probably keep the pumpkin patch going through December. So you guys that are done and have harvested or lost your plants, hope you'll enjoy watching my garden, and I can keep it growing even into the winter. And it's starting to rain now. You can see how cloudy it got since just a while ago was. Oh, and plans for this. On this fence here, I still gotta weed it a little bit, but I cleaned out the bucket of ivy gourds. It's totally gone. And I'm gonna put more buckets, maybe 1 or 2 per post, and maybe even along this side, although it doesn't get as much sunshine along this fence here. To grow just regular gourds and maybe moonflowers to attract more moths. I love the Sphinx hummingbird moths. We'll just have something nice. I love this gentle rain, actually. Okay, so yes, please, pumpkins welcome. Happy Halloween, garden, everybody. Signing off.